Hello student, I am Sangeeta Mansukhani. This is the video number 133. In the last video I explained the extraction and isolation of the metals from ores involves the following three steps. First is concentration of the ore, second one isolation of the metal from its concentrated ore, and third is purification of the metal. So first is concentration of the ore. So removal of the unwanted materials like sand, clays, etc. from the ore is known as concentration, dressing, benefaction. Okay, so concentration of ores. So in the last video, two methods. This concentration of the ore have four methods given. Okay, so some important procedures are given: HMFL. H, hydraulic washing; M, magnetic separation; F, froth flotation method; and L, leaching. So hydraulic washing and then magnetic separation I already explained in my last video. So today I will be explain froth flotation method and leaching. Third method is froth flotation method. See this diagram. Froth flotation method. This method is used for removing gangue, that is means sand, clay. Okay, so from sulfide ore. So whenever ore is sulfide, so we have to use this method, sulfide ore. Okay, so this method is used for removing gangue from sulfide ore, and in this process a suspension of the powdered ore is made with water collectors. Okay, so in this beaker, here you see this type of the pump type. Okay, here paddles. So paddles draw in the air way and steers the pulp, and here this tube going to the outside way, and we put inside pulp of ore and oil. Okay, and upper side here you see whenever after the complete the process, so here mineral froth form, and then upper side tube rotating paddle. Okay, so this method is used for removing gangue from sulfide ore, and in this process a suspension of the powdered ore is made with water. Okay, and we have to use collector and froth stabilizer are added to it. Collectors are example like pine, oils, fatty acid, xanthates, and enhance non-wettability of the mineral particles. And we have to use froth stabilizer, example cereals, and then cresols, aniline. And why we have to use these stabilizer? Because it stabilize the froth. Then after mineral particles become weight by oil, and then while the gangue particles by the water. So rotating paddle aggregates the mixture and draws air in it. Okay, so result froth is formed which carries the mineral particles, and then froth is light and is skimmed off. It is then dried for recovery of the ore particles. Okay, clear? Again I say, so we have to use in this method collectors and froth stabilizer. Collectors we have to use pine oil and fatty acid and xanthates, and it enhance non-wettability of the mineral particles, and we have to use froth stabilizer, examples cresols, anilines, stabilize the froth, and mineral particles weight by the oil, and while the gangue particles by the water. Okay, so after this rotating paddle, this is the rotating paddles, aggregates the mixture and draw airs in it. So result from the froth, and froth is formed which carries the mineral particles, and it is light and skimmed off, and then dried for recovery of the ore particles. Okay. So this method is used for removing gangue from the sulfide ore. In this process, suspension of the powder ore is made with the water, and then collectors and froth stabilizer are used. And collector example pine oils, fatty acid, xanthates enhance non-wettability of the minerals particles, and froth stabilizer use cresols and aniline. It stabilizes the froth, and mineral particles become weight by oils while the gangue particles by water. So rotating paddle aggregates the mixture and draws air in it. After result, froth is formed which carries the mineral particles, and froth is light and skimmed off. Then dry for recovery the ore particles. So sometime it is possible to separate two sulfide ore by adjusting the proportion of the oil to water and by using depreciants. Example, in case of an ore containing zinc sulfide and lead sulfide, both are sulfide ore. Here you see sulfide and here also sulfide. So zinc sulfide and lead sulfide. And then depreciant used is NaCl, sodium cyanide. So it selectively prevents zinc sulfide from coming to the froth but allow lead sulfide to come with the froth. So with froth come lead sulfide and in remaining way zinc sulfide. So it is easily separate. So selectively prevents by depreciant, and depreciant which use NaCl, sodium cyanide. So this example given for froth flotation process. Okay. Next fourth process is leaching. Okay, and leaching is used if the ore is possible in some suitable solvent. Okay, if ore is soluble in some suitable solvent. So here following example, two example are given. First is example given, leaching of alumina from bauxite. Okay, so bauxite you already known about Al2O3. Okay, Al2O3 but ore way. Okay, so bauxite is the principal ore of the alumina and it is usually containing silica, SiO2, iron oxide and titanium oxide. So as the impurities, and when impurities with mix alumina, so it is known as bauxite. So we have to leaching of alumina from bauxite. So concentration is carried out by the heating the powdered ore with a concentrated solution NaOH at 473 to 523 Kelvin, and pressure we have to apply 35 to 36 bar pressure. So this process is called digestion. Okay, and in the last way Al2O3 alumina is extracted out as sodium aluminate. So here you see three steps in this process, leaching of the alumina from bauxite. First you see alumina, here this is the bauxite. Bauxite react with the NaOH, sodium hydroxide and H2O. So sodium aluminate form 2NaAlOH4. This is the sodium aluminate, and this sodium aluminate present in the solution. Here you see, and this solution is neutralized by passing CO2 gas, and whenever CO2 gas pass out, so then hydrated alumina is precipitated, Al2O3.XH2O. Here you see water molecule, that is means it is a hydrated Al2O3. At this stage, a small amount of the freshly sample of the hydrated Al2O3 is added to the solution. So this is called seeding. Okay, and induce the precipitation. Clear? Then after, sodium silicate remains in the solution and hydrated alumina is filtered, dried and heated. So temperature 1470 Kelvin temperature we have to use. So this hydrated alumina Al2O3.XH2O convert into the Al2O3 solid plus XH2O gas. So here alumina, okay, alumina found from bauxite. Clear? So there are three steps considered in this leaching of the alumina from bauxite. First is alumina bauxite react with the NaOH and then H2O, so sodium aluminate form. Then after, sodium aluminate, in sodium aluminate neutralized by the CO2 gas, so hydrated alumina is formed, precipitated, and hydrated alumina whenever heated, filtered, dried and heated, so give black pure Al2O3. Okay. Other example here you see of leaching, other example of the leaching in the metallurgy of the silver and gold. The respective metal is leached with a dilute solution of the sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide in the presence of the air, and which supplies O2. So the metal is obtained later by the replacement reaction. Here you see any metal, okay, as a ore way. So like metal, silver maybe, and otherwise gold. Okay, so whenever react with the dilute solution of the sodium cyanide, otherwise potassium cyanide, in the presence of the air, and air oxygen which supplies O2. Okay, so Cn minus plus H2O plus O2. So this is the convert into the metal cyanide, MCN2 minus and OH minus. Okay, and then this MCN2 minus replacement reaction represent when react with zinc. So zinc replaced by this complex, so ZnCN2 2 minus and then M out. So here gold and silver easily find out by this method. Okay, so in last year board exam, one MCQ question came, silver and gold extract from which method? So leaching process. Okay, so by leaching process, gold and silver easily extract. Okay, isolate. Then next topic is extraction of the crude metal from concentrated ore. So to extract metal, first we find extract metal from concentrated ore, and then after we have to extract the crude metal from concentrated ore. Okay, so to extract metal from concentrated ore, it must be converted to a form which is suitable for reduction to metal. So we have to use especially sulfide ore. So usually sulfide ore are converted to the oxide before reduction because oxides are easier to reduce. So isolation of metals from concentrated ore involves two major steps. First A, conversion to oxide, and second one is reduction of the oxide to the metal. So there are two steps of extraction of the crude metal from concentrated ore. So first is conversion to oxide and second one is reduction of the oxide to metal. So first, conversion to oxide. So for conversion to oxide, we have to use these methods. So conversion to oxide. So there are two steps considered in this method, calcination and second one is roasting. Calcination involves heating and it removes the volatile matter which escapes, leaving behind the metal oxide. Here you see three examples given. Iron oxide example given, zinc carbonate and calcium carbonate given. So first conversion to the oxide way. So first example here you see Fe2O3.H2O solid way, and when heated, so hydrated from H2O molecule removed as a gas. So Fe2O3 solid we have to find. So conversion to the oxide, this is the first basic concept. So by calcination, easily iron oxide, hydrated iron oxide convert into the iron oxide. Okay, then second example, zinc carbonate solid way when heat, so convert into the zinc oxide and then CO2 gas. Then third example given, calcium carbonate dot MgSCO3 magnesium carbonate. So both are combined form and when heat this compound, so calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate, CO2 gas out and then calcium carbonate convert into the calcium oxide and then magnesium carbonate convert into the magnesium oxide. So two types of the oxide obtained from this compound and CO2 gas evolved. Second method is roasting, and roasting is also method used for conversion to the oxide. So in roasting, the ore is heated in a regular supply of air in a furnace at a temperature below the melting point of the metal. So 2 points here we have to learn. First, here furnace use, and second, regular supply of the air, and second one is we have to use temperature below the melting point of the metal. So some of the reaction we have to see for sulfide ores. Here you see section of the modern river baratory furnace. Here you see here charge hooper. This is the hanger and with tie rod attached, and then both side charge hooper attached. Then downside one by one layers silica, then upper side furnace charge, then upper side magnesite, and then in between air and oil. So this is the river baritory furnace. In this furnace, three types of reaction occurs. First reaction, like see, zinc sulfide, whenever we have to use this sulfide ore, zinc sulfide. This sulfide ore we have to use, and then supply of the air, oxygen, okay, in the furnace. So air and then compound. So zinc sulfide easily convert into the zinc oxide, and then sulfur dioxide gas release. Then if lead sulfide ore given, so lead sulfide react with the oxygen, so lead sulfide convert into the lead oxide, and then sulfur dioxide gas evolve. Then third one is cuprous sulfide, Cu2S, and then react with the oxygen, so convert into the Cu2O, and then sulfur dioxide. So sulfide ore of the copper are heated in river baritory furnace. Okay, so which example here taken? Third number. Okay, so third number example you learn, because river baritory furnace, especially with sulfide ore of the copper heated. Okay, so sulfide ore of the copper are heated in river baritory furnace, and if the ore contain iron, so it is mixed with silica before heating. Okay, so this paragraph is important because first line is given according to the which sulfide ore specially heated in river baritory furnace, so sulfide ore of the copper. Okay, and if ore contains iron, Fe, so it is mixed with silica before heating. Okay, so before heating we have to add silica. Okay, so silica FeO react with the SiO2, so convert into the FeSiO3, slag, iron silicate. Okay, so iron oxide slag of iron silicate and copper is produced in the form copper mate. Okay, so which contains Cu2S and Fes. Okay, so if the ore contains iron, so it is mixed with silica before heating, so iron oxide with silica convert into the iron silicate, FeSiO3, and it is known as slag. Okay, and copper is produced in the form of copper mate, which is contains Cu2S and Fes, and the last remaining sulfur dioxide gas revolve. Okay, so sulfur dioxide produced is utilized for the manufacturing H2SO4 sulfuric acid, because sulfur dioxide it is also used. Okay, in which method? Manufacturing of the sulfur dioxide H2SO4. Okay, so this method is also important because furnace we have to use, so evolving substance, evolving gas is also used, and main substance is also used. Okay, then second step is reduction of the oxide to the metal. Okay, so this reaction you learn, any metal oxide and heat with carbon coke or otherwise carbon monoxide, even another metal. So reducing agent carbon combined with the oxygen and to form metal oxide. So like here you see MXOY and then Y carbon. So this metal oxide react with the carbon, so M out, and then carbon reducing agent combined with the oxygen and to form metal oxide. Okay, so reduction of the metal oxide usually involve heating it with a reducing agent, for example carbon monoxide, otherwise even another metal. So reducing agent combined with oxygen of the metal oxide. Okay, then some metal oxide get reduced easily while other are very difficult to be reduced. So reduction means electron gain by the metal ion. Okay, in any case heating is required. So this is the easy reaction given. Any metal oxide react with the carbon, otherwise carbon oxide. So carbon combined with the oxygen to form carbon monoxide. If we taken here carbon monoxide, so carbon monoxide react with oxygen, so to convert into the carbon dioxide. So metal easily out, reduce. Okay, so reduction of the oxide to the metal. Clear? Next topic I will be explained in the next video. Thank you so much.